Welcome to my top 8 list of favorite anime shows, counting backwards from 8 to number 1. Alright, let's get this rolling right off the bat. Number 8, Pokemon. This easily comes in at my 8th favorite placement. Why so low on the list when, after all, my avatar's name is a Pokemon name and all this? Well, a few reasons. One, the series ended for me, like I said, when Misty left. Secondly, this never really had a major plot to it. There was never really a story arc to develop. Mostly, it's a character study of Ash, Misty, and Brock. But beyond that, it's just a let's capture X Pokemon, and that's really it. There really isn't too much growth. It takes a lot of episodes for these characters to grow at all. And then when you see them develop, you expect that development to lead somewhere. The failing I think that Pokemon had, as I've already said, is that it failed to conclude these characters where they should have been, rightfully so, and then to reboot the series with a whole new set of characters that we can fall in love with. Or even rebooting it with Ash would have been fine if they further developed his character from where he was to where he is now. I think they're taking this seriously now. In the later episodes, they're actually developing evil characters to really oppose their heroes. But I think it's too little and too late for me personally, so let's move on. Coming in at number 7 is Neon Genesis. And I know a lot of people are going to get upset that it's so low on the list. Well, Neon Genesis Value, no one can doubt it's a great anime. It's well put together, and there's so many versions of it, it's just kind of hard to know which one to watch. I've watched the first one all the way through with the Shinji ending, and the one where the world ends, and it's kind of more obvious that the world is ending. That one's a little bit more satisfying. And now there's another one, I don't know anymore. But it's just too violent for me. Although it does have a certain point that it's trying to make, it's hard to know what that point is, other than it's just fun to watch. And beyond that it's just fun to watch, there is more to it, but unless you're really wanting to put a lot of effort and get very cerebral about it, it's not really going to get it for you. So, Neon Genesis just doesn't make the cut for me. Number 6, Last Exile. Last Exile does what Neon Genesis doesn't, in my view. Last Exile gives character studies all the way through the series, and if you haven't already seen it, definitely see the real version, and then go see the abridged version, because that one by Amrarty is hilarious. But you have to watch the first one to get it at all, like most abridged series. And actually, some of his jokes I didn't even get, so go figure. But Last Exile sets us in a different world with interesting dilemmas, and the last episode is satisfying to me, at least. I know a lot of people, I think, were kind of just have mixed feelings on this. I'm not really sure what the fan base is like for this show, but it's enjoyable. Everybody ends where you want them to, and everybody grows in the way that you would like to see. Number 5, Shaco's Sister. This is one that is only available in dubbed and not, or subtitled, not dubbed, so you're gonna have to read. But it's a fun show. It starts with basically a big brother wishes for a little sister for Christmas, and when he's all grown up, he finally gets the little sister that he desires. So it's kind of a explore life through the eyes of the sister of Shaco, and explore the wonders of everyday simple things. Her innocence really is what this show is about. If you don't like those sort of fluffy shows, you might not like this one. But it's one that's enjoyable to watch over and over again. Number 4, Escaflowne. Now, this is just an awesome series. Hitomi is the best main girl character that I am aware of, and I know there's plenty. But she really is what this show is about. Her powers, or lack thereof sometimes, really the series almost revolves around that, and it is about growing up. It's about her growing up, about her accepting herself, her limits, and it is ultimately about love and hope. And it has a lot to say about war and how we should treat war, and that the solution of war is peace. And that's a message that I think is always worth repeating. Which leads into number 3, Robotech. Now, there are so many fans of Robotech, and the book series I think is an awesome read. If you haven't seen it, you haven't read it, you've got to read it if you're a fan of this show. The latest adaptation that they came out with kind of adds a little bit to it, but honestly, I would have rather seen them adapt one of the books into a show. And I think I'm in the minority for that, as far as Robotech fans go. But I really just love the books that much. I really think that they deserve to have their own series. And even if you've seen the series, rereading the books gives you a whole kind of different flavor to it. So it's really enjoyable. Robotech is primarily about war, but it has the first one, the Macross Saga, is about a love triangle. The second one really is about Diana's growth and her maturing. And the third and final one is really humanity's struggle to come together and succeed even when the odds are stacked against them. So I think all three are very important, but where the series ends and the books picks up is also, to me, equally important. So Robotech is one that I enjoy both as an anime and as a book series. Number 2, Sailor Moon. You know, I watched this in English and then later in Japanese, and I still enjoy both versions. The English version ruined a lot. They hurt a lot. But without the English version, I would have never known about the better Japanese version. So I can't hate the English dub, as bad as it is, as awful as it is, as silly as it is. It's still something that I enjoy. So, easy number 2, Sailor Moon. Now for the number 1. I talked about it before, but if you haven't seen it, go see it now. The Mysterious Cities of Gold. The best anime, I think, period. And I say that, all of this, of course, is my opinion, but this is a Japanese-French collaboration that is so well done. All of the characters grow from the moment you see them to the last episode. And I really do hope that viewers go and check out a couple episodes on YouTube, because they're still around on YouTube, and then go buy the English DVD of it. Because if enough money is generated by sales of the DVD, maybe, just maybe, they'll make another one, another series, because they still have, the voice actors are still around. They still have the directors. They still have a lot of people that were on board the first one. So it's quite possible it could happen. And that's something I think that they would be careful about, and it would be true to the original, and it would be awesome to see. But the original Mysterious Cities of Gold is a beautifully done story with beautiful characters who grow. And even though they get themselves into really ridiculous situations towards the end with the sci-fi aspects, you are perfectly willing to accept it in this world. Because you're so drawn in by who these characters are and where they are. It's beautiful, it's an awesome anime, and it is my number 1 anime of all time. That's all. Bye.